Greetings and salutations, my fellow DMs, GMs, referees, judges, game operation directors, and all the other varieties of storytellers. This is your DM, Bill, and it's time for another DM Quick Tip. This week, we're still talking about catering to your players. This week, the Combatant. Okay, let's face some cold, hard facts about being an adventurer. You're probably going to get into a fight with someone, something. On purpose or by accident, it really doesn't matter. If by some unheard of alignment of the stars and the blessings of the gods, new and old, you somehow avoid being the aggressor during a chance meeting with someone of a different point of view, you're still screwed. Because now that person, or being, or creature is going to pick a fight with you. You may have taken a vow of pacifism, or you're empty-handed with nothing to defend yourself with. Well, now, what is a fair and decent adventurer to do in any of these circumstances? Call for the fighter. All this guy wants to do is hit things and rarely waits for an invitation or direction. You can and will often find that many a player will use their character to channel pent-up aggressions and frustrations. Whether it was a bad day at work, kids on their nerves, honey-to-do list that never seems to get any shorter. The damn vehicle would not start this morning. It doesn't matter what is fueling the desire to met out decisive and bewildering amounts of damage. So let's tee up a couple goblins and see what we can do for the poor frustrated fighter. First, you have to understand that every combat encounter for the fighter is nothing short of an epic battle, at least in their mind. This will be immediately obvious when they go into a several-minute-long description of how the first blow is going to be seen by all who are privileged to witness the spectacle of their prowess. Awesome. Let us return in kind. Give descriptive details of the carnage and devastation wrought by the attacks and or spells of the fighter. But in the unlikely event of a missed attack, explain that it could only be because of the uncanny abilities or more likely the good luck of the quarry, and as they somehow manage to avoid certain doom. This is what the player is looking for and should start an entertaining encounter. Next is how we're going to present the fighter with some targets. One of my favorites is lots of little foes. A target-rich environment always lightens up the player's face. Be sure to add a bigger or better armored leader or obviously dangered beast in the fray. This gives the fighter a specific target if their specialty is ranged attacks or someone to call out, mano a mano. A great tactic is a good old-fashioned one, the ambush. Day, night, while sleeping, even during a meal when all seems perfectly fine. The more unexpected, the better. Just make sure you can justify the reason and the aftermath in your storyline. I've even seen it play out at a huge orcs welcoming feast. Oh, wait, that was the player character ambushing the orcs during dinner. Well, you get the idea. Surprise usually will result in combat until cooler heads prevail or the absence of targets. Keep in mind that combat for the fighter does not always mean to the death. I have in the past used the merchant in the street attacking the paladin with a large wooden spoon because the merchant was splashed with mud by the paladin's steed. The chance to skillfully disarm an opponent and do no harm can be very intimidating to the aggressor and his allies. Another example may be a tavern server who backed into a chair and thought the fighter sitting next to the chair inappropriately touched them. An accusation becomes an argument, then becomes a slap or a shove, and in moments flat, you have a brouhaha, a rock'em sock'em bar fight. This is ambrosia for your fighter. Give him and the members of the party who wish to emulate the fighter a chance to get their brawl on, even for the briefest of times. Consequences may vary. Okay, so fighting is fun, but it's not the only thing going on, usually. Spread the combat out so the participants can enjoy the combat encounters when they do occur. Mix some suspense and drama in to heighten the mood. Maybe even some well-timed background music to enrich it and build up the subsequent encounter. Then release the monsters, let the fist, arrows, swords, and flails fly because there's some fighting to do. And that's just a couple of my ideas to help keep your combatants happy. See you next time in the dojo.